Hey Tim, this is Steve Hubbard with Worldwide Webmasters, and I am putting together your plan of action today. And I sent you a few emails in regards to your Gmail account. I can actually set up a Gmail account specific just for your company with like your company name or something like that. And I'm just going to be using it because I'm going to be plugging in some of the Webmaster tools and things that I need for using a Gmail account. But anyway, let me just walk you through what I got at a glance. So the first thing that I do is I look at your page source. And when you see up here, this is a typical WordPress information. But what I do not see here is I do not see anything that tells me anything about keywords. So there's no metadata. I don't see any metadata. The only metadata I see is the this is normal. And you got a title, but then I don't see anything else in regards to metadata. So I don't see keywords or page description or anything along those lines. So we're going to need to change that. Another thing that I want to do is I want to put a nice bigger image up here, possibly maybe even a slider image. I'm not too sure yet, but when it comes to a web page, the very first thing that people want to see is a nice big image up on the top and then information going towards the bottom. Right now it's bland and there's not a lot going on, so it doesn't really look like a web page. So I want to make it look a little bit more like a web page. You know, considering the fact that you have a template already in place, so I can't really do too much with the template right now, but I could make the page look a little bit more attractive, and that's what I'm going to try to do here. I'm also going to rearrange some of the pages here. If you click, you know, this doesn't click anywhere, and let's see, go quote and click here, and that goes to your home page. Okay, so I'm not sure why this has your number here instead of saying home page, but that right there is not cool. We need to make sure that that says home, so when people click at it, they know that that's a home page. So you don't want to mess with that navigation. Because when people get in pages, you want to have them have the orientation and navigation. And what I mean by that is you want them to know exactly where they're at, what page they clicked on. So when I click on carbon, I want to make sure that this carbon stands out better than you know this is, so that I know for a fact that this is actually the carbon page that I'm on. So that's just some things that we need to work on there. And also the navigation, you want to make sure that if I always want to go back to that home page, I want to go back to that home page and click right here. I might want to also include a newsletter here or some type of form to fill out, a quick form, not nothing as extensive as like the request a quote form, but maybe like a quick form just for just capturing leads. I might want to do that. And this about us information, I want to take this and actually create a page and put it on its proper place, about us, and then contact us. Over here on the right, what we should have here is we should have feeds to like a blog, different types of descriptions and categories that the blog produces, and we should also have some RSS feeds. That's going to help you in the search engine optimization. Now on the web pages itself, I want to actually add some more detailed information about available carbon tubing. You see, when search engines look for websites, they look for websites that have relevant information for what the user actually searches for. And if I search for carbon tubing, the search engines are only going to pull up websites that actually have information about carbon tubing, so that I can possibly get the information that I'm looking for. So your web page wouldn't get pulled up here for carbon tubing because it doesn't have, you know, search engines can't understand what this means. This means something to you and maybe your customer when they find the page, but the search engines don't understand that all this information actually means carbon tubing. So we have to put some information on this page, some content, so that the search engines understand that this page actually has information on carbon tubing. And we also want to be able to throw in a couple of keywords on this page as well. And we want to do that with every single page, because every single page is just simple and it just says available alloy tubing, but there's nothing here to describe what alloy tubing is. And that right there, search engines won't even pick you up because of that. Same thing with stainless and aluminum. We want to make sure we put a little bit more juice on here. So if there's any information that you want to send over to me for those pages, that would be great. I'll do some information or some research and find some stuff. I'll send it over to you for review, and then you can actually take a look at that. Another thing that we want to take a look at as well is every single page should have an image, because another way that search engines look for relevant content when a user searches for something is they actually will look for images, because they can't see images like humans do, and they go by what's called an alt tag. And once you set up that alt tag on the images, then search engines use that to pull information for relevant websites that have information pertaining to what the user was looking for. So we want to make sure that we add a bunch more images on the web page as well. So that's the immediate game plan here. And also down here, you got the cave theme. You know, I can actually take this and so it doesn't go to cave theme or anything like that. And we can put some relevant information down here, maybe like to a social media site or something that we set up. So I'm going to work on that too once we get everything all set up. And also put a keyword down here, because you always want to have a keyword up here in the header somewhere, and also on the footer. So those are the immediate things that we're going to do with the website. I'd like to rearrange the content a little bit, because once I rearrange the content, I'll be able to include some of the keywords that we're going to be using. And then I'm going to install on the back end some plugins that are going to help us keep the search engine optimization in check. So those are the immediate plans that I have. And I'm going to do that to get you set up to start that project. So that's going to be a project. Not exactly sure how long it's going to take until I start getting into it, but that's what I'm going to be working on. Now I did a diagnostic test on. I got a SEO quote, diagnostic tool that I use. I use several. This is just one of them, and you can tell that there's no meta description because it couldn't find it. And the meta keywords, there was no meta keywords, so that's a strike against you on the search engines. Now, on the heading tags, you have a heading tag that has your phone number, but what the heading tags are for really is it's really for your keywords. So we want to take the relevant keywords and put them in the heading tags. And what I mean by heading tags is, you see this right here, this right here. This is a heading tag. Search engines will find relevant content by looking for heading tags that have keywords that the user was searching for. And this right here is not a keyword, so that's another strike against you, and we're going to fix all that. Some of the images looked good, because it looks like, a lot of them have alt tags already, which is nice. But some of them didn't have alt tags. We'll fix that as well. The text to ratio, you got a moderate review there, not too bad. And these things, you got green lights here, robot is good, but you didn't have an XML sitemap, and that is not good at all, because you're not able to be indexed properly by search engines. That's one of the go-to ways that a search engine will actually find websites, is by making sure that they have a sitemap that is indexable, if that's even a word, that they can index. And what that means is that they can crawl that website and understand where to go and how to navigate. So we're going to fix that as well, and we're also going to include a Google Analytics as well, so that we can actually plug this into Google Analytics and get some tracking going on. And I'm going to provide you with 2 tracking tools. One's Google Analytics, and one's actually built in the WordPress website itself, that will actually track the traffic to your website, that you can go in and not even have to understand the Google Analytics code. So those are all immediate things I'm going to be working on. I'm going to get you set up, and we're actually going to start pumping some life back into this website a little bit, and start getting some ranking going on. And then we can start getting strategic in how we want to plan out the process moving forward. But that's what we're going to do immediately. On the long term, once we get it all up and running and set up properly, we're going to start doing the integrated marketing, which is setting you up with social media, YouTube channel, get some videos going on, press releases, things along those lines. So if there's any topics or any information that you want to send me from now until whenever, go ahead and send it to me. I'll take it, I'll rewrite it, and we'll send it over to you for a final review, and we'll start creating some blog posts and some other things in terms of like press releases and relevant content. So that's what I'm going to be working on right now. And I'm going to be putting together a quick little elevator quick little paragraph that we can use on all of your social media content when we get that going as well. So that's what I'm working on, and I just wanted to give you a heads up on that so that we can move forward and you know exactly what I'm doing. And again, I appreciate your business, and I look forward to working with you on this project. And this is what I'm going to do for you today. Thank you so much, and bye for now.